So with Dave Bonnell's help and some library archive photos, we put together the caves of Northern California. And obviously one of the things that we're really trying to sell very hard for next year is the uniqueness of having both an igneous and a metamorphic or sedimentary cave experience basically in the same place. For those of you that might have gone to the Wairika convention 30 years ago, you know, one of their taglines was where the lava meets the limestone. And it's literally true. From points north and pretty much east, you're running right into the lava beds and the lava flows of the Southern Cascade, Northern Sierras, and to the south and west, you run into the limestone belts of the coastal ranges and the Sierra foothills. So we have a pretty diverse group of geology that we want to be able to show everybody. We're looking at this as the geologic focus for the convention, and I believe here I zoom in on all of our volcanoes. So Weed, California, is my mouse pointer showing up there?
Yes.
Weed, California is right here, pretty much the yellow square under Mount Shasta. So the views that you get from our campground are truly stunning. And if you look right here is Weed, California, and almost exactly 10 miles away is the summit of Mount Shasta. Oddly enough, Mount Shasta created none of the lava caves, even though it's one of the largest in the Southern Cascade, in the Cascadian volcanic belt. One of the largest volcanoes, or a larger volcano, is just north of it, but you can't see it because most of it's underground. And where we're talking about here is just north of Weed, called the Medicine Lake Highlands, which, even though Mount Shasta gets all the love because of it's a beautiful surface stratovolcano, the one that did all the work for us is Medicine Lake, and you can't even see it because it's underground. So Shasta is here, and the lake that it feeds is right there. And another one of our limestone areas is the Marble Mountains, which is technically close, but to get there takes about a day, so we won't be doing a lot of that during convention week. Lava Beds up here has almost over 850 caves by themselves. And there's Weed. Oh, yeah, here we go. Medicine Lake Volcano is the one sitting right there, and it's the largest one in the area that made all the lava caves for us. So there's Shasta, which is beautiful and looms over everything in town, but this is Medicine Lake, which looks pretty boring, aside from the fact that it made a couple thousand lava tubes for us. So geologically, if you look at Weed being off here to the lower left corner of the photo, Medicine Lake Volcano is right in here, and it's a very large, what's called a shield-like or a shield-shaped volcano. So if you consider Mount Shasta being the really tall, above ground and in-your-face stratovolcano, Medicine Lake basically flowed out and covered this entire area with one big shield of lava. And all the caves come from Medicine Lake Volcano. So again, if you've been following any of the headlines in California lately, you've probably heard that Lava Beds National Monument has pretty much burned to the ground over the last 2 weeks. The visitor center is still there. Some of the tourist caves are did not burn over, but pretty much almost everything that you see right here, right now, is on fire. So one of the reasons that we're not going to have campfires in our campground is that, you know, pretty much anywhere west of Denver dries up and burns really easily during the summertime. So we're not going to take any chances with that. But what you're looking at here is the source. Well, the park itself is in this big block, but where my mouse pointer is, and there we go, that is Mammoth Crater, which is on the southern edge of the park. That is part of the Medicine Lake volcano. It's it is the crater pretty much that gave source to all the other caves in the park. So if you look at the arrows emanating outward from Mammoth Crater, Those are the flows, and I would need a better geologist than I to actually quote dates on those, but the flows from this one point source created all these different cave features in the park. And if you look at it from an aerial perspective, and you can actually track that by just following the flow line, and it's this guy right here probably has and I couldn't even guess how many dozens of caves come out of that thing. But it's one of the major features in the park. Oddly, with the fire that's going on up there right now, we may truly find some more caves that come off this flow that have just been overgrown over the years and we haven't been able to get to because there's so much there that's left that doesn't require a dramatic amount of bushwhacking. So that is one of the flows that came out of Mammoth Crater. And here we go into a lot of Dave's lava tube images. I'm not going to name all these different caves for you. We'll have full guides at our trip station at the convention itself. But if something grabs your eye and you want me to either make up something or tell you what I actually know, let me know. About 35 of the caves in the park have ice formations in them. One of the videos that was in the photo salon or the video salon the other day was a feature on Crystal Ice Cave. And we always hear from people that lava tubes are boring and they're all pretty much the same, and they're truly not, especially in this park where you can get into some of the very exciting layers upon layers where flows have come in after flows and left their unique footprint either temporally or geologically on the surface, and they're really some exciting places to explore. I think they're standing on an ice floor here. Yeah. One of the advantages of being a very thick and heavily dense rock is that lava is a wonderful insulator. So it could be 105 degrees on the surface, and a few feet down under the ground, all this cold air from the winter has been trapped, and it's maintaining these ice features year-round in some places. So there's some really spectacular frost features in these caves. And outside of the park, we have a number of ice caves as well. The one major one, the one that was in the video salon the other day, if you watched that, is Crystal Ice Cave. Unfortunately, it is closed in midsummer because of the sensitive nature of the cave. So, but we have a few dozen others if that's something that you want to experience or see. Some are dramatic entrances. Some are slightly less so. Obviously, you can see there's somebody on rope in one of the few caves that actually requires rope work to get into. A lot of Native American artifacts and living history in the caves. My favorite are the ice ones. They're just so amazing. You actually can't stay in some of these rooms for very long, otherwise you start melting the formations. One of the fun events that we'll be doing as a post-convention camp, Dana Northup and Dr. Penny Boston are doing a microbiology lab in lava beds. And some of the formations that you see on the sidewalls of these caves are actually biologic in nature rather than purely geologic. So they'll be doing a lot of sampling of some of the interesting deposits and actually growing cultures there at the Parks Research Lab after convention. How many people have been in lava tubes before? 1, 2? I like this one for scale. That's a person. You literally fly a plane into this cave, and aside from the fact that you couldn't turn around fast enough, you'd actually make it for a few hundred feet. We have no idea how that tree has actually made it for so long growing right there. It begs the question what it's actually eating.
Hey, Matt, somebody's asking what the dates are of the 2021.
It's June 28th through July 2nd. It is the week before 4th of July. And actually the colleges, without our prompting, they actually suggested that we leave the campground open through the 4th of July weekend if anybody wants to stay and just go around and go caving for the next few days. Oh, here's our campground. Okay, yeah, I'm almost done. This is, I believe, the end of the deck. But this is the college campus. Our campground is going to be this pine forest out here. We're putting a big tent over the tennis courts, which will be our social event center. The gym has all the showers and restrooms that people will need that are camping. And then the theater on site seats about 560, so we'll do 2 versions of the Thursday night salon, and then the buildings that are spread around the campus here will be where all of our sessions and programs are. The library building will be the art salon, the salon gallery and cartography gallery. And for the 420 crowd, we are told that the local police department does not mind if they use this area up here. And right on the other edge of my mouse pointer right here is the microbrewery. So everything's within walking distance of everything else. And this is the campus, and that mountain greets you in the face every time you wake up in the morning. So I believe that ends my slideshow, and thank you. I hadn't actually planned on giving that. I was simply logging in to listen to everybody else. So if there are any questions, I'd love to answer them.
Well, if you can go back one slide and point out where like parking will be.
Parking for?
The camping.
Oh, within the campground, you'll actually be able to drive in.
Oh, I see the road now.
Yeah, the entrance to the campground, we're still kind of duking it out. It's going to be over here. We thought about using this, but it's a little too bumpy. So there will probably, it's a few hundred feet further down the road. But it will be full car camping.
And will there be porta potties inside the tree where the trees are?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Though
I don't want to have to walk all the way to that building.
Oh no, we wouldn't do that to you. We may not run a water supply out there, but there will be hand wash stations, and cavers are pretty resilient about having canteens. Perfect. So
yeah, that sounds good.
And cool. Then of course we'll have portable toilets here at the social tents and a few different areas out here in the campground, and then of course the gym has full showers and capabilities on that front. For people staying in hotels, the little bus icon right here is where the bus will pull in from the hotel shuttle run. It's really beautiful. I mean, literally, this is this is the gym right here and the theater. So right here is the gym, which is right here. I mean, you're looking at Mount Shasta right out your camping window. It's stunningly beautiful. Oh. trying to figure out, was there a another chat question?
I don't think so. No. Okay, so cool.
Oh, marathon geology field trip. Yeah, we're gonna have a couple field trips. We promised not to launch any buses into any lakes. Joel to Spain, our first geology field trip is pretty much going to be a driving tour around Shasta, and then midweek, Joel to Spain is going to do a much more caver-focused geology trip, which is actually going to be have some significant caving in it. So not quite as ADA friendly as the Sunday geology trip. So yes, thank you very much. Go vaccine. Let's hope.